What is going on, guys? Sorry about earlier. Trying to figure some stuff out. Tiller should be joining me again here fairly shortly. There he is. So,
Oh shit! It says we're live.
oh dang, yeah, we are. Uh, Once again, sorry about earlier. We're trying to figure stuff out. I got new toys. I got some new stuff that should help kind of work everything out in the end. Except I only got them about 2 hours ago, so I've been trying to figure it all out, and it has not been working. Our plan today, figure out some of the cool new stuff, as well as go over some of the sweet GNCC stuff that has been happening. We just had Ironman round 13. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with it, but it literally came down to, well, it was, I think, 1 point, and then it turned into 8 points, or it was 4 points and it turned into 8 points difference because there was a penalty that happened at the Buckwheat 100 at the beginning of the month. The ATVs were awesome. The weather wasn't too bad. It was a little wet. It definitely could have been a lot worse than what it was, but it wasn't horrible. So, I mean, having it messed up a little bit earlier kind of frazzled me a little bit, so I'm trying to get back into the swing of everything. That is right, Coda. New England has a GNCC champ now. It's a little weird considering most of the guys up there ride enduro quite a bit, so having them not have GNCC champs as often as what they do is a little different. If you watched it at all on Sunday, then you know that it was extremely wet, extremely muddy, kind of cold, and just nasty.
Nasty.
It was. I think I sent the live feed over to Tiller, and I was like, dude, you got to watch this because we're talking about it on Monday. We've been trying to come up with enough stuff to do a full show rather than just do a bunch of little short shows where we're like, hey, this guy signed this. What are you up to? Cool. Bye. you know, so we have been kind of going along what seems like the GNCC schedule. That's kind of a different one to push or to say. So we have been working on all that kind of stuff, trying to come up with cool stuff to say and all that. I guess without too much, let's run down some of the results here for Ironman Saturday, the 23rd. Like I said, it was cold, a little muddy, but it wasn't overall too bad. We had Coltrane Richardson out of Pennsylvania taking the XC1 Pro ATV class within a elapsed time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 52 seconds. We had Devin Feehan literally on his back bumper I'll get into it. So Devin Feehan on his back bumper, second place out of Windsor, New York. Casca PA's own, the sneaky snake, Jared McClure, coming in number third. Chris Borich from Sunbury, PA, coming in fourth. And Josh Merritt out of Akron, Ohio, coming in fifth. For our XC2, we had Wyatt Wilkin out of Hillsboro, Ohio, coming in first for XC2. Jay Shadron came in second for XC2. And Tanner Walker out of Berlin, PA, came in third. Pretty crazy about this. Walker Fowler was leading most of the race, ran into a little bit of issues, ended up getting him and Josh Merritt got together. They were running 1-2. They got together. As you can see, it definitely shook up the whole top 10 quite a bit. This was the first time I've seen Walker Fowler not pick up a DNF and still finish outside the top 5 in quite a while. Adam McGill ran into some problems at the start as well. He hit a hay bale, got everybody all jammed up, and then apparently he got T-boned within like the first 2 miles or something like that. Going into the track, he wasn't super happy about that.
T-bone. Oof.
Yeah, I guess he went one way, the guy came the other way and didn't check up or anything, just straight slammed him, sent him off the side of the quad. I guess he did almost like he basically tacoed himself around a tree, broke his helmet. Like it was nasty. It was definitely not caught on film, but he said that he thought he had it narrowed down to 2 people who did it. It wasn't cool. He doesn't appreciate it, and I don't blame him. So that's we'll leave that up to him to get all that stuff figured out. Quick story, Cole Richardson and Devin Feehan, they battled so hard on the last lap. Cole Richardson actually ran out of gas. It was down on fumes, was limping his bike back to the finish line. Devin Feehan caught him, passed him, hit a tree. Cole Richardson got back around him. Devin Feehan chased him back down to finish like within 30 seconds of when Cole was able to pass the line.
That's ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Wyatt Wilkin at XC2 first place finished top 8 overall. He finished in 8th place. So you had XC2 guys just absolutely tearing the track up. Him and Jay Shadron out of Mount Pleasant, PA. They had a battle going on. I think it was in some of those pictures that, well, not all of them got uploaded. I definitely put them on my Facebook, though. I tried to put them on Power to the Ground's Facebook. It just wasn't working out very well for me. It was an interesting race, to say the least. If you have a second, jump on YouTube. I don't want to catch a copyright, so jump on YouTube. Go ahead and check out some of the highlight videos from Ironman Hill as well as the Twin Hill, because they were flipping them everywhere. They were hitting people that were standing off the side of the track. It was absolutely insane. People go hard at this race without like zero doubts. It was rumored that they had over 2,500 registered racers this weekend alone. 2,500.
Oh yeah, that's what they were saying in the podcast.
Yeah.
With the weather.
Yeah. Nobody cared about the weather. That's why they got tractors, man. They'll pull you out at the end.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely insane how many people were there. I showed up Friday at 3:00 and I still didn't make it in the main parking lot. It was that packed. Yeah, it was absolutely insane. I mean, granted, I don't spend too much time at my truck or my trailer. I usually hang out with other people with their nice motorhomes and whatnot, but it was packed, absolutely packed. The micro bike race that went on, I think it was like 9:00 in the morning, Saturday morning. Micro bikes, I think they blew up one bike every lap. It was insane.
It's ridiculous.
We were running around in the woods, chasing kids down, trying to get everything all figured out, getting all the fun stuff figured out. It's just,
Yeah, because what was it they said for the attendance that the record? Yeah, this with the weather, though, even at the 2,500 or whatever, was still 500 over the most they've ever had.
Oh yeah, they actually had to change. They had to move. They had 2 races for the AM class, and they had moved the youth race to Saturday. So they anticipated a lot of people, but it was absolutely insane how many people were there. I don't even know how to explain it. I might be able to, well, I don't even think I can pull up pictures because I have all the pictures on my phone, so I won't be able to bring them over to the actual restream stuff. But running down the bikes on Sunday, you couldn't tell who was who. Nobody knew who was who. They were literally losing bikes at the start line or at the finish line. Did you see where that one was sunk all the way up to its tank?
Is it the Sunday? That was the broadcast I watched, right? The
bikes.
big, yeah, where they were sitting there trying to pull them out, and the announcer was just like, "Hey, man, I don't think you realize there's bikes coming around behind you, and they were trying to dig that thing out. It almost pulled its seat off.
They did pull the seat off.
That was
They
insane.
pulled so hard the seat came off. What was it? The production manager actually left the trailer to run out there to try to get it out of the way. Like, they were losing bikes. I think I figured out there was 100 out of 243 bikes that ran. Only 143 of them did more than 2 laps, I think is what I had figured out.
That's insane. Yeah, they were even talking about on the broadcast how, like, pretty quickly from the start, how many of them just like, we're not going to keep going.
104 out of 243 completed 3 laps in 3 hours on like an 11-mile track. If that doesn't tell you how rough it was for these guys, then I don't know. I guess you just had to be there. I'm still tired from walking around, but it was absolutely insane. Quick rundown, your top 5 overall, bringing in his first win in quite a while. Thad Duvall out of Williamstown, West Virginia. Coming in second place, Josh Strang from Australia. Lyndon Snodgrass out of Australia as well. Cody Barnes from Sterling, Illinois came in 4th, and Ryder Lafferty out of Dorothy, New Jersey came in 5th. So only 2 guys out of the top 5 were XC1. 3rd, 4th, and 5th were all XC2 250 guys, which is insane. Usually it's XC1, probably top 8, and then from there it goes on. So I guess I don't even have to run down the XC2 top 3 because they're all right there, 3rd, 4th, 5th. What was it? The leader 5 laps in 2 hours and 8 minutes and 37 seconds. Now, these guys usually run 3-hour racers. It was weather delayed about an hour and a half. So they cut the races down quite a bit. They waived the second AM race after lap 2. They gave them the white flag because it was getting so bad out. They didn't want a lot of the amateurs on the track. So they decided to send all the pros out. Some people are complaining, saying that it's not safe, but there's a little recording at the very beginning that tells you if you are having second doubts about running this race, it is not too late to leave the starting line and do not take the green flag. So if you were on the track and you're complaining that it was unsafe, you have nobody to blame except for the guy that is staring back at you in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody is forcing you to race. You do not have to.
By the time they got to the starting line, every single one of them was completely aware of the conditions there. It's not like they started in an arena and had no idea what it looked like outside. They were there the whole time.
Saturday night when I was leaving so I didn't get stuck, it was already raining. So you knew Saturday night. Everybody knew going into this weekend that the weather was not going to be pretty. What was it? Stu Baylor blew up his clutch, wrecked on the first lap. He ended up taking a DNF. Ben Kelly, who is your new champion for GNCC, that's who Coda was talking about, out of Harwington, Connecticut, riding for Factory KTM. He ran a good race. Stu made sure that he was there at the finish line to congratulate Ben, be one of the first people to congratulate him. He walked over there in Crocs.
In his Crocs, in the mud.
Yeah. So if that doesn't, I mean, a hell of a character. You know, that's absolutely stunning for him to be able to put all the bullshit that happened this week aside. Everybody's blaming Team KTM, Team Gas, yada yada. If you're not following that situation, I think it was almost every XC1 guy except for the Team KTM guys ended up picking up a penalty out of the buckwheat for going, was it 31 feet off of the marked trail? If you're familiar with GNCC, you cannot proceed more than 25 feet off of the marked trail. So a lot of guys got penalized one track position or one finish position for that. In terms of points, it spread out the championship by twice as what it was, which we had the closest GNCC championship, maybe one of the closest motorsport championships as a whole going into this round, where literally the XC1 championship was dictated by like 4 points, which is absolutely insane.
It's nuts.
Yeah. We had running down the ATV overall top 20. We had Walker Fowler, of course, one of the, if not the winningest GNCC racer ever since, like, I think they started GNCC in like 1983 or 1984. The winningest rider to ever throw his leg over a bike or a quad. And don't talk shit about this dude just because he rides quads. He was a GNCC national champion on bikes before he signed with Yamaha to ride four-wheelers. So he'll whoop your ass both two wheels and four wheels most likely. This kid can ride anything. We had Hunter Hart coming in second place. Jared the Sneaky Snake McClure coming in third. Cole Richardson, known as Coltrane, coming in fourth overall. Adam the Gator McGill, fifth overall. Josh Merritt in sixth. Devin the Phenom Feehan coming in seventh. This is this kid's first year XC1. The nicest kid ever. I love talking to this kid.
This is the championship results?
Yeah, championship results, top 20. Chris Borich, who a lot of you guys might recognize, he's been racing GNCC since, I think like the early 2000s, maybe the late 90s. I feel like he's been running forever. And then Bryson Neal rounds out your top 10. Let's see. Yeah, that's your top 10. Bryson Neal, he still got top 10. He's got 1, 2, 3 wins out of 5 rounds that he raced. You might remember me talking about it quite a few weeks back, where he was out running and he clipped a pickup truck and tore his ACL.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want any of that.
Yeah. Like full speed too. It was a field section, so you know he was fifth gear, just winding it. Fucked up the truck real good. Fucked himself up real good too. But
yeah, that bumper on that truck was not. No, you didn't even want to. No.
Dude, it was the tailgate. He shifted the tailgate like 2 inches. It was insane. So jumping, yeah, not even a little bit. Jumping over into bikes real quick. Our top 10 overall for bikes. We got Ben Kelly coming in first place. Stu Baylor missed the first round. Did like barely crack the top 15 in the second round, and then came back to battle all the way throughout the year, taking home a bunch of victories, bringing it down to a 4-point deficit to bring it in second place. This was the season to watch a good battle between him and Ben Kelly. They're both 1-2 back and forth throughout the whole year, just battling, and they're both friends. They train together, ride together, do stuff like that. So Jordan Ashburn came in your third spot. Josh Strang brought in the fourth place spot. Josh Toth, I don't know how to say his last name. Came in
I think
fifth.
they said
Stu's little,
Toth a lot in the
yeah,
broadcast. I don't know. Doesn't mean it's right, but
yeah. Stu's little brother Grant Baylor came in 6th overall. Jonathan Garor 7th overall. Craig DeLong 8th. Ricky Russell 9th. Thad Duvall came in 10th overall. So those guys are there's a topical Yamaha stuff. 8 blew up at Southwick. 2 went through clutches this weekend. I don't know if you can blame this weekend. It made Loretta's 2 look like a sunny day.
Dude, it was nuts. That in that one crossing they were showing were towards the end of the bikes race on the end of the
Where the
Sunday one.
water's like up to the seats.
Yeah, they said normally it's just kind of like a tiny, not even barely a stream. But yeah, this time it was up to the seats, like over the engines. And what was it? Even the was that the same one? No, that couldn't have been the same one where they had the girls champ, women's champ from the weekend when
Becca
they had her on
Sheets?
the when they had her on the broadcast. Was that the same crossing where she was talking about she went through and the Yamaha just soaked up the water? Or was that a different one? Because they ran the day before, didn't they?
No, they ran that morning.
Okay, so then that was probably the same one then. Yeah,
Yeah.
That was
So
nuts. She said
on
she
Saturday, I walked through it in these and didn't get my feet wet.
Ooh.
That's how much water grew just in 12 hours.
It was insane. Yeah, it was up over the engine of almost all those bikes.
A lot of the guys, when they flooded their bikes, most of the guys were smart enough to like get in there and just shut their bike off and walk it across. Mm-hmm. The guys that were running into problems were the guys that were just trying to ford the rivers, like they were watching the Romaniacs or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's where you ran into problems. Now, that being said, the Yamahas were at a pretty big advantage going through that because their air cleaner is so much higher than the other ones. It's the other ones still have air boxes and stuff down below the seat, where the Yamaha's up top, the air intake. So.
Oh yeah, I guess you'd have to be going pretty fast for even the ones on a traditional bike to, not have water come back in by the time you were going around through there. Yeah, it was not beneficial. But even then, that's what that Becca was saying. I thought it was nuts. She wouldn't have won, right? If she, what was it? She said she did. The bike got flooded, and she had to get in there, like pull the bike, get the bike through, take the air filter out, wring it out by hand to where it was dry enough to run again, put it back in, get the bike running eventually, and finish the race so that she could go in for the win. That was nuts.
I'm counting real quick. Sorry.
We'll try not to distract you with fake numbers.
So I think there's 24 KTMs that didn't finish the race. There was only 9 Yamahas, which isn't, that's not bad. There's a couple Betas and Hondas and Kawasaki's, but Yamahas and KTMs are definitely the most popular bikes. But that's just a lot of that. Coda's out there wrecking. But a lot of that has to do with that water crossing. Those water crossings got so bad that they rerouted the track, dude. They were riding down the road and going across the pedestrian bridge before after the finish line.
Yeah, because they said that worst one you normally would have had to cross twice, right? But they couldn't do it. Yeah. That's why they rerouted it over the bridge.
Yeah, both bridges. And that one was pretty high on Saturday too. you had to actually go look for a spot to be able to cross it. So, but Coda, I hope you're feeling better, man. You should stop wrecking. It's not good for your health. Separated shoulder isn't bad though. Hopefully you didn't do any damage to the labrum.
Was that
That's
before or after you were? Was that him? Was he the one that sent us the video, like sending it on the 110?
Yeah. I don't have a 110. I weigh like 200 pounds, dude. I get on a 110. I go.
No. Sending it, sending it on the 110. I was gonna say
Yeah.
maybe he separated his shoulder by sending it on the 110 a little too hard.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, I don't know.
You'll have that though.
Yeah, you will for sure.
Doesn't mean you still can't go kill it on a 110 because those are fun.
Yeah, you'll be all right. You're still young. Give it like 2 weeks, dude.
Yeah. Just take it easy on that hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tape it up, dude. But yeah, it was, I wish we could actually share some of the videos from what was going on that weekend. I do urge you guys to check out the highlight videos. It was absolutely insane. We did have let me see if I can actually bring it up.
Were there any there you go. I like how it says bikes, but it takes me to ATVs.
I'm going to play the Stu Baylor video real quick. Let me turn some of this stuff off. Derpa. Bam. Just so you guys can kind of understand helps if I unmute it.
To start with almost a 2-race deficit and come back to being able to come down to the final round. It's definitely awesome. It's still not said and done, but we definitely needed to address the situation. We've seen a lot of facts, and a lot of them aren't that truthful. So we're here at Ironman. We're still going racing. We love this. This is what we live for. If we get the championship, great. If we don't, great. I just want everybody to know Ben and I are buddies. I've known Ben for a long time since he's come to the GNCCs. He's a really good dude. So the negative comments towards him, they need to stop. Like it's kind of getting ridiculous. And we're gonna go race and leave it all on the track.
He's always got his tape measure.
Hey guys.
Man. So that's in case you guys didn't see it before the race, that was his response to everybody kind of talking shit about that 31 feet, saying KTM was using team tactics to try to send guys off to one side or the other, knowing that it was a bad line outside of the 25 feet, standing in front of it so that their guys couldn't go, blah, 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 a bunch of shit like that. Overall, shit happens, dude. Like, everybody's out walking the track pretty much Friday, Saturday, even Sunday morning. You can catch a lot of the pro guys out on the track checking it out. Granted, 15 miles is a long track to try to remember the whole thing, but at the end of the day, you do kind of realize where you want to be, where you're going, you know. And I think Stu definitely said it best when he was talking about it on I want to say it was on the Pipe podcast, or possibly the Split Line podcast, where he said he's got nobody else to blame but himself. He knew better. He followed the direction of somebody that he thought had his interest in mind. You know, it was mechanic or mechanics that had worked for Yamaha and Honda and Kawasaki, and now they work under the KTM umbrella. He followed them thinking that everything was cool. They sent him down the wrong thing, all while they were sitting there videotaping the whole thing. So it's a lot of guys got penalized. It wasn't just him. But Ben was on the track. So talking shit to Ben while he was out racing and didn't take that line, whether somebody sent him there or not, it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not anybody's fault other than the guys that were sitting on the bikes. It's their fault, you know. So I don't know. I don't know what else everybody else needs to hear. So, but that's kind of my whole thing on it. I don't know if you caught up on all the controversy. It was happening forever. Pretty much all week last week. It was all over. Most of my news feed stuff is filled with GNCC. So I don't know if everybody's is. If it's not, it should be. Shame on you if it's not. You know.
Shame.
Yeah.
GCC.
I mean, where else can you show up at a local race, pay $35, including your entry fee and your race fee, and race and ride for an hour and a half, 2 hours? You know what I mean? You're not going to get that at Moto unless you own the track and nobody else is there.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I like it. If you don't, sorry, you're going to hear me talk about it pretty much all year next year, too. I've been working with Tiller and Jesse, try to get like an actual GNCC, NEPG, like an actual enduro cross-country segment going. It's just hard because they don't race every week like you do in Supercross and Motocross. So it does get a little difficult, but when I got time, I'll talk about it. Every time.
Every time.
Oh, yeah.
When there's time, every time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But either way, it all came down to that penalty didn't even matter because it was a mutter. Nobody knows what the fuck's going to happen during a mutter. People lost clutches. People probably lost a whole bike or two with that many DNFs and seeing that many people stuck in that creek. There's going to be some cheap bikes for sale, guys. Just keep your barely used, vet ridden, less than 2 hours on the motor. Don't worry about why it's so clean.
Yeah, right. It's not mud hidden in those crevices. It's fine. Don't need to worry about it. Yeah, it was. Well, you said it's what happens when you have a mutter. I thought it was just kind of interesting that the championship. This could have been a ridiculously close race where they were monitoring. Even if Stu's bike didn't go down, him being so far back at the beginning with everybody fading out after those laps because he was in what they thought he was in what overall place when he came through at the first, or like he would have when he went out. They thought he was back in like 90th overall or like 50th.
Him and Ben Kelly both were back in like 90th overall. After the first lap, the second lap they had worked themselves up to like 40th and 45th overall.
Oh, I didn't even catch that Stu made it around through the first lap. For some reason, I thought they were that he didn't even make it first lap.
He made it to the he made it back to the pro pits. That's as far as he made it. And then they were trying to replace the clutch, but by then he was a lap down, so he just said fuck it.
Yeah.
He's like, Ben already won the championship, so his mechanic was working fast. I don't think I've ever seen anybody replace a clutch that fast, man. That was intense to watch. They had it going on the feed. But yeah, he made it all the way back around to like pro row. And they said that both him and Ben Kelly were both like the early to mid 90s in the overall, where they must have got stuck or something. But that's
nuts.
Yeah.
It was just shaping up to be, where even if they could have got mediocre starts and been closer to the top, it could have been a really, nail-biting thing with the way the timing was out there, those laps, and, they were having to really make sure they were following the position of everybody after each lap. That could have been a real nail biting thing.
Oh yeah, that's I had Stu winning and Ben Kelly coming in second. That was my predictions until the rain came down like 3 times as much as what they said was going to happen. And then I pretty much was like, all right, nobody knows who's going to win now.
Yeah,
No
you
even
can't
knows
predict
who's going to
that.
finish, you know?
Yeah, that was nuts. But it was just interesting to see it work out that way because I was watching MotoGP this weekend, and it was in a situation they've got 2 more rounds left after this weekend, but it was in one of those situations where technically somebody could have wrapped it up early.
Yeah.
And the gentleman that won, Fabio Quartararo, on a Yamaha, they didn't expect that his bike was necessarily going to be, this wasn't one of those tracks where like, oh my God, the Yamahas are by far and above the best type thing. But, he had to go out there and they had all the scenarios where the guy in second place in the championship couldn't finish. If Fabio finished 4th or 5th, this other guy couldn't finish 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, depending on how the points worked out. And all these scenarios where, if he finished here, that the other guy couldn't finish X points in front of him. And they get out. It was raining on Friday and Thursday during Friday during some of the free practice, and Saturday morning or afternoon their time, it was cold. And so there's only a couple left-handers on this circuit, and one of them was a really sharp left-hander, so the tires don't get warmed up enough on that. But a lot of guys were having issues in this one corner, and but Fabio just couldn't even get a good time to get into. They do 2 qualifying sessions to where they do 10 and 10, and the first 2 in Q1, which are the 10 slowest from all the free practice sessions. First 2 get to move into Q2. And then, based on your speed there, just like our qualifying, you get your grid position for the start line. He didn't even make it out of Q1. This is the first time all season I think he's made it into Q1 for being so slow during all the free practice sessions. Didn't even make it into Q1 or out of Q1. And so he started 15th on the grid at the race. And then the other guy was, I don't remember what his grid position was. I think it was in the top 3 because it was all 3 Ducatis on the front row. Long story short, it was just looking like there's no way this is going to work out. The guy that, could win is nowhere near the guy that he had to stay close to and or beat, which is normally what would happen. And he makes his way up slowly. Some guys fall out, wreck out, fade back. He makes his way up to 6th, and he's not in position to win. And then all of a sudden, 4 or 5 laps left, the guy leading the race that needed to beat Fabio just wrecks out on this left-hander that was taking people out all weekend. It looked like he had it. He was able to delay it one more weekend to still kind of hold off his championship hopes. And then 4 laps left, he just eats it. And it's just one of those things where I was thinking about that the whole time, that it'd be kind of interesting watching this GNCC race because you amped it up. Just all you said was, it's crazy. You need to watch it. And as they're talking it up because I watched the whole intro part and they were talking up the scenarios and where they needed to finish. And I was waiting for it to turn into something like that. And then it was just that devastating, oh my God, neither one of them are anywhere near the top. How is this going to work out? It was pretty exciting to watch that, to get 2 of those championship type battles in one weekend.
Yeah, that's MotoGP is interesting to me because I feel like they're all kind of retarded. What? That's you should be happy though. The only guy to win anything other than a consolation prize on a KTM showed back up to GNCC and ran the morning race, and that's old Caleb Russell.
Oh, was he there this weekend?
Yeah, he whooped on people. Axel Hodges was there. I always forget his name. The Michelin guy was there.
Randy Richardson.
Yeah, Randy Richardson. He was there. Who else showed up? Beta
did he? He was just working, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was working, but I saw him everywhere, man. That dude was walking around more than me.
Yeah.
And then what was it? The Kenda, the regional Kenda rep, Beta put him on a factory bike for the morning race. And he's like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, just watch out for trees, dude. Like, I
Go
don't
right,
know
don't fall down.
And it didn't even matter. It was a mutter anyway. So, but it's I mean, overall, Ironman has always been touted as if you're only gonna ever make it to one GNCC race your whole entire life, make it that race. You know, so that's something that I think is important, man. I think everybody should try to get on there and try to get it all done. I'm gonna try to bring Coda on to talk some of our MX news, man. If that's cool with you.
I'm down with it. Let's see if we can get him to do it.
It's not like he's out riding right now.
Well, it shouldn't be.
Yeah, he probably is. He's like, I'm on the 110 giving the old rippity rip.
Yeah, it's one-handed. I only need the throttle hand.
Right? Let me get this set up real quick. Is he on there? He is.
Is he now?
Yeah, unmute yourself, Coda.
I don't know. You should be able to hear me now.
Yeah.
I can hear him.
I am.
Cool.
Oh. Is it working now?
Yeah, it's working. We should be good to go, man. So in case you guys didn't know, me and Tiller were pushing a bunch of buttons, and this is kind of how we figured out how it works. So we did get this all figured out. In case you guys didn't know, you might want to turn your audio down on your side. This is kind of how we figured out how it works. So we did get this.
There's a pretty decent delay, but I'll try to make it work.
Yeah, that does happen. Let me see. There was something else that I could do.
I got you.
Oh, didn't we? I thought we all had to be in Discord.
Right. Hopefully we can get this sorted out. It's definitely a little behind. Yeah. Might have to rejoin this thing because it's definitely a good bit behind.
Now I can hear you. Just did.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you now. So we're coming over this like that one tunnel piece before the uphill corner, and I ended up just OJing like straight on top of the whoop, like because I was trying to go for a pass and just ended up bouncing up and going sideways, and I went right over. Oh yeah, straight to the shoulder. We got to go. I think we're going tomorrow morning. The hospital we went to, they weren't the greatest, so they just gave me a sling and sent me with a recommendation for a doctor. Yeah. Yeah, I took some. I had it in my notes app, all the different signings and stuff. I had to see them on my feed, so I take them down. All right. Yeah. Um. Since I've been switching up to just doing the wood stuff, it's been doing pretty good. I've won all those races, but um, I got enough points too. So next year, I'll try B class until I get kicked out of B class, and I'll see what happens from there. Yeah, that's five. It's 5 minutes with a break and 3 crashes. So
Sandbaggers.
it was my first race, and it's a points thing where you have to move up. So I didn't really have a choice on what I had to do. Yeah. Oh, you should see our classes for our local motocross stuff is NESC, and we have guys that'll come and they're running faster lap times than our pro guys, and they'll do 2 races a year for NESC. And in the C class, it's the most annoying thing ever. Yeah, there was one guy that was like ridiculously fast, and he was running on Jimmy Dakota's old one of his old Geico bikes, like his practice bikes. And it was totally unfair. I was running my stock KTM against that. He was in the C class. Not big. That bike was that bike was a fully factory engine with everything you could possibly want, and he's racing it in the C class. Yeah. Yeah, there's some B class guys at Southwick that had an Enzo suspension mechanic come from California to be trackside. And it's just too much money to throw around. Yeah. Oh yeah. I just I just run what I have and try to do my best. It was so it's my two favorite things at sand and whoops. So I was loving it. I did get the worst start in the first moto I possibly could have got, but I was so used to doing those dead starts without the gates. I get on and I hit the gate and my tire was stuck and everything, so yeah, I did pretty well on that first moto. I ended up going P3 off last place. No, I thought I did pretty good. And yeah, there was one guy that was cutting the track and nobody was even saying anything about it. So I don't know if you're familiar with like the type of lap times people are getting, but I don't know if you remember that charge that Tomac made where he just started passing everybody. He was running about like 145 lap times, like somewhere around there. And there's this guy in C class that was running 114s consistently. So I don't know where he was cutting the track, but he had to have been. It was on like a basically stock 22 Honda. So I don't. Yeah, we run the full pro track.
It wasn't cut like they did this year.
No, they didn't. They didn't cut any part of it out. Oh no, there was no way he wasn't. Those factory 450s are pushing out almost 80 horsepower compared to his stock 250. There's no way. Yeah. I don't know. I know people are seeing the same amount of success with other trainers. So I mean, I guess they're trying to see something maybe less stressful because they're seeing I don't know if they've been a lot of guys have been training around Justin Anderson uh in the late because everybody's in Temecula other than the Yamaha guys. So I don't know. Maybe he might be trying to talk him into something, but
On which one, the particular, any of the moves or Alden's setup? Okay. No, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't talking about the wrong thing. Yeah, it could be a lot of different things, right? But I think the guys that are moving kind of probably, I think what both of you alluded to or said is that they've been there for a while. They're nearing the end of their careers. And, they just need to keep it fresh so they're not stressed out. Maybe they're at that point where they got to make sure they're still having fun. Maybe the media's gotten into their head about all this stuff. It's like this past year, everybody and their mother keeps reminding anybody that Ricky and everybody only, kept going because they were afraid to lose, that type thing. And so maybe, that's getting in their heads, and they're just like, hey, if we got 1 or 2 more years left on this, I want to make sure I'm having fun doing it and not just beating my ass to the ground, wearing myself out, if that's actually what they were doing. And then too, even then, I think the thing that's making it really interesting about the 83 compound now is there's so many guys. It's not 4 guys, it's everybody is there now, which is totally different than even then before Baker's, where they were like, oh, we're putting 4 guys from 450 together and 4 250 together. 83, they're everybody. The Lawrence brothers are there. Some of the privateer guys are riding there. Well, privateer-ish team guys. But even then, there's people stopping in. Yeah, the satellite teams. I think that's just an appealing option to say, I can try something different. Because we know it's not about the money. They don't care. They'll pay Alden, if they went up to Roger and was like, hey, we're leaving unless you guys pay for this. Roger will make sure it gets paid for. So, I don't know. I think it's just, hey, if we want to keep doing this longer than the past couple guys that have retired early, we need to switch it up. See if we can do something different. Yeah. I think
it's
Freeze is a West
so
Coast guy, right?
the Freezy is he was actually a privateer running the 241. He's a 250. It's not the same Freezy you're thinking about.
Not Vince Freezy. Okay. I was about to say, because Vince Freezy's racing 250.
Yeah.
And 450.
Yeah. No, he basically, they gave him a one day ride, and I think it was at Fox Raceway, and he ended up just doing good enough to the point where they said, hey, we're going to give you an opportunity to go out and race for us. Yeah.
Were you talking about Varese? Joshua Varese. They got
that might.
Yeah. He got the privateer ride. Or, well, yeah.
I just heard he got signed. That's the only. The last time I really heard his name was when he pulled. He was like, I don't know if it was a whole shot or he was up in top 3 coming out of the first corner, for Fox Raceway 2 near the end of the season.
Especially considering the rides he had. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
really? All I heard was they signed McElrath, but that's about to the extent of what I heard.
yeah,
Oh,
they haven't
Savatgy
done
came
press
back?
releases yet, right? Yeah. The extent that we've been talking about, they haven't made any announcements on it. That was so terrible. Fire whoever did that. It sounds like they might have, yeah.
He actually looks, even just on his little practice bike with, I'm assuming maybe some engine work, but it looked like just a pipe. He was definitely going fast. So
Yeah, there's no gate drops. There's no 20 laps. It's not. I think this season is going to really show what he's all about, though. If he goes through and has a shit season that's not the bike breaking type fault, then I don't know if he can turn it around because he's training full time with Millsaps and crew. Now he's got this ride, and it's kind of like if you don't turn it around, this is your last ride type ride. And if you can't figure it out, mm-hmm.
yeah. I don't know if you've been. I'm sorry about that. I don't know if you've been keeping up with Joe Shimoda, but he's been posting a lot about his training. He has that new YouTube channel now, but he's looking super promising going into the Supercross season.
Damn straight he is. So damn straight he is. Never heard of her. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was pretty interesting to watch him when I went to the Southwick National. He was moving out there. Well, I
Joe?
know I know a thing or two about wrecking and getting hurt at Southwick, so it can definitely happen.
You're talking about Joe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have had a much better outdoor season if he could have gotten his starts figured out. I mean, he was the first to admit it every single time. He just couldn't get the start. He had his speed there. He'd make passes when he get there, but we all know if you get a shitty start outdoors, you can't. No matter how fast you are, you can only make up so many spots.
Yeah,
Yeah, he started a vlog.
it's almost like it's not as like personal as like patrol train, but it's like really high quality videos. It's more like a daily documentary than a vlog. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw him go live on Instagram with Jet, but they're just it was one of the most awkward conversations I've sat through. So um, so Chance Hymas was on Kawasaki's amateur team. He's going up from that to do his first year of Supercross or motocross. Uh, I don't. I
I don't
don't
think
know.
HRC picked anybody up. The Cody Shock went to Phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good for him because the one thing he said was he wanted to still ride a Honda, or he would like to ride a Honda still. Yeah. Is Harlan still with them next year? Oh.
Yeah.
Oldenburg's on Moto Concepts this year. Yeah, he and Freeze are doing they're doing 250 opposite coasts, and then while the other one's riding 250, they're riding 450 with Justin Brayton.
Yeah. Hmm. A Mart. They picked up A Mart for 450s. I think he was doing some training at Millville last year on his whatever team he was on. He was doing a 450 riding, but I think he did one 450 national at some point. Yeah, I know Jeremy Martin's probably. I mean, it's not a factory ride, but he's probably mad that he's not getting up to the 450 class because I think that's with how many races he's won. That's where he should be at right now.
Hear you? Hear all of us.
I can check real quick. Yeah, I can. I just turned on my thing. I can hear it, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I can see Doug's mouth moving, but I don't hear him on there.
Maybe it's because I'm the host of it. Let's try that.
Oh.
Maybe it's because I'm the host of it.
Janky shit, yo.
Story of my life. Everything's held together with duct tape and zip ties, dude. A little bit of bubble gum where it's needed. But yeah, it's
There it
what
goes.
was I gonna say? Yeah, there we go. So I'll be a little delayed for you guys, but it'll be all right. What else was I gonna say? Now I forgot. Justin got me all squared away, and I forgot. I was on a train of thought. Oh, I wonder who Rock River's gonna pick up now that they got rid of Amart, which is kind of surprising. I thought Amart did a lot better on that bike than he had previously in the short time that we actually got to see him run.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen anything about that, and I honestly never even kind of thought.
Let me look it up real quick. That's Cycle Trader. That's old.
Yeah.
That has.
I'm not hearing anybody right at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think they announced the team yet.
I'm on their Facebook right now, and there's not really anything on there. October 21st. They have Duclos. That was from Daytona, though.
Well, that's a family guy. That's the last name of the people that run it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see anybody that they've released yet. They have a lot of amateurs. They are definitely the go-to.
A little special.
Yeah, it's hard to go.
They got that PSN website. Yeah, I don't know.
No posts on their Insta. Like, no posts at all. Their amateur stuff is all reposts. I don't know if they're going to go pro racing.
I thought I heard Amart talking about them when he was interviewing somebody about his ride. I honestly don't remember what he said though, but it just didn't sound like, oh, it's because they're quitting. Maybe it was. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's
I have to go back and listen to Amart's interview.
I don't know what they're doing. I haven't talked to Duclos in a short while. I know their amateur team's going underway. Ed Torrance that runs their amateur team, he calls me like every other day trying to get stuff. What other teams do we have that got a little weird? There was a couple other signings I can't remember. They have Tommy Rios on 250 still, I believe. TJ Rios,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I don't know if he's coming back. That's the thing. He raced at Ironman. Oh. What other news do we got, guys?
I don't really remember much. I wasn't prepared for that.
Smart Top Bullfrog Moto Concepts. They got, what, Brayton and Freeze.
Well, Brayton's the only full-time 450.
Yeah.
And then Oldenburg and Freeze will run 450 when they're not doing 250.
Oldenburg could be good this year.
Yeah, if he can keep it together. I think his problem last year was not being able to be consistent.
Yeah. That wreck at Ironman was still the craziest, or not Ironman, Indianapolis Supercross was still the craziest thing I'd ever seen. When he launched off the track, landed straight on the concrete.
Yeah, then you get Justin Hill coming back to the PRMX team. Cade left there to go ride with A-Ray's team, the SGB, now Honda team. Phil's going to ride a 250 with the Club MX team.
Justin, nothing on Team Faith yet. They haven't said anything about what their plans are for 22 except for their amateur stuff. So I am not sure what they have in mind. They haven't posted in a while. I'm trying to find out stuff right now. Yeah, they haven't posted since like 2020. What's up with these teams and not updating social media? There we go. Now it finally loaded. All right. Yeah, I don't see anything about any supercross or motocross for Team Faith. There's some amateur stuff. There's some GNCC stuff. Some wave runner stuff. I haven't even seen anything get released on Racer X about them. You guys haven't seen anything get put up about them? They usually have a couple guys that might make the night show. Yeah, nothing about them. Seems like there's a lot of satellite teams that are kind of folding up.
Could be.
Yeah, I don't know. That's that's really all I got. That's if nobody else has anything, go ahead and we'll let it rip.
I don't think I have anything to add. I wasn't too prepared.
Yeah. Coda, what about you? You got anything? Coda's still on? Oh, he's muted. All right. Well, we'll do a quick rundown.
It's a little delayed on my end, but other than the MXGP stuff, I don't have much.
Oh, that's you and Tiller, man. I don't know anything about MXGP.
Oh, I haven't been watching it too much yet. I've been following along with it. I know it's close, but I just hadn't had a chance to watch too much of it.
Yeah, I haven't really, except for what shows up in Vital, I haven't really seen or followed any of it. It's contract season here in the United States, so I've been pretty busy.
Yeah, you'll have that.
Yeah, but it's maybe Tiller and Coda can get together and run down some MXGP stuff later on in the Discord or something like that.
Yeah, I need to catch up on that. But I've been wanting to watch it, but that's way too early for me. I'll get up to watch MotoGP at 8 a.m., but MXGP at 5 a.m. on a Sunday is not exactly my thing.
I do not blame you.
Next year, I'll probably put in the money and buy my own MXGP pass so I can watch it whenever I want.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. I was thinking
Make
about
it
it.
happen.
I just don't know yet. But that's a problem for another day, Doug. Not today's, Doug. But it's don't forget, stop over at brotacofoods.com, use code PTTG for 20% off your order. Make sure Sean is having fun over there, hanging out with he's doing something different every weekend. I can't keep up with him.
He's been under the weather lately.
Yeah, he's been a little sick. So
I had a
stop
bunch
on
of
over
raspberry
there.
on my turkey for dinner in honor of him.
I'm through like my third bottle of Brap sauce like this month already. I've been using it
I'm
on
all out
everything.
of Brap sauce. I didn't realize all I had left was raspberry.
Raspberry's good
But
though.
I poured some out for the Bro Taco gods to heal him up.
That's also, don't forget to stop over sunstar-braking.com. Use the code PTTG30 during checkout to get 30% off your entire order. Right now, you can't order anything on our website because it is down because we are migrating to the new site. So I will let you guys know through the Discord when the new site is up, or you can just shoot me an email at sales@sunstar-braking.com or doug.carrick@sunstarea.com, and I will get back to you. You can order that way, and I'll get you all set up with what you need to get out there on the track. Also, this whole thing is brought together by NovaPro Media, novapro.media. Stop over at them. Jesse is not nearly busy enough, so go give him some business. I know that I have him probably building a site for me here very shortly, just to add on to his already very slow work schedule. Other than that, that's really all I got.
Yeah.
Until next time, guys.
Until next time.
Oh yeah, Coda, thanks for coming on, man. It's always great to hear from you. Sorry to hear about your wreck over there at the Wick. That is unfortunate, and that really sucks, man. I do hope that you heal up. We will get your order out to you here real quick. If the rider support guy didn't already get it out today, I know that we had a bunch of stuff go out today, so he might have got your stuff out today. I'm not 100% certain, but it's always great having you on the show, man. We really value your input, and if you have any questions for us, myself, Tiller, Coda, Jesse, old Mike Treese, we are all in the Discord. We're all always willing to talk and have fun. So until next time, guys, peace.
Peace.